Hey guys, this is Mitchell Buds with the Misunderstood Podcast. I want to thank you for listening to the show and sharing the show with your friends, coworkers, and family, and whoever you run into. It is free, no reason not to share it. You can stream the show on Apple Podcasts, Google Play, Spotify, YouTube, Stitcher, and Podbean. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and visit misunderstoodpodcast.com. The show has continued to grow each week, and that is because of you. So we thank you for sharing, and be sure to let us know what you think of the show.
From the Misunderstood Studio, located in Salem, Illinois, this is the Misunderstood Podcast. Mitchell's guest today, Joe Wagner. And as always, the soy of Illinois, Andy Thomason, with Amber Wyrick providing middle ground between the guys. And now, he can't decide which is worse, Mondays or Drew Barrymore. Mitchell Buds.
Nope. Golly, Drew Barrymore is the worst. God, why does she talk? She always acts like she just got dental work. Like they put that shot in her lip and her lip like kind of drags around, and just the look on her face and her hair.
What the heck?
Her pale skin and her freckles. Why people hire her for movies is beyond me.
Maybe because she's freaking good?
No, she's not good.
Highly debatable.
Yeah. Like I said, either one, she gets a lot of dental work, or two, she falls on her face a lot.
I'll give you that.
Okay. Well, thanks for tuning in. We really appreciate you tuning into the show and sharing the show with your friends, family, and coworkers. And keep sharing it. The show keeps growing. This is Mitchell Buds. With me, as always, is Andy.
I'm doing.
Amber. Armed and ready.
Now, we have a...
Do you have both arms today?
Yeah. Here it is.
You have both arms today?
I do.
Okay.
We have a special guest today. He's going to be coming in here in just a second. Mr. Joe Wagner with ATVs and more. And we're going to be talking about a lot of things. Mechanic shops, power sports, and things like that. So anyways, I'll bring him in now. Joe, how are you, buddy?
Doing good.
Now, I don't know if you know this. So, two things. One, I have actually bought 2 units off of you directly.
Third one's free.
Third one, is it?
Really?
No, not really.
I was like, okay. Well, darn it. I bought a few units from ATVs and more, which, by the way, that's located here in Salem. I think everybody knows about that place. Now, I bought because you were the general manager, right?
Yeah.
You were once in sales only.
Yes.
And I don't know, which I know that you guys sell a ton of units, so I don't expect you to remember me, but I bought a Can-Am Renegade 500. It was yellow. And then I bought a Yamaha 252 4-stroke off of you. So that's been...
I thought you got your Maverick off them too.
I did. That's right. That was with the lady. Blondish, sandy blonde hair.
That's my wife.
Oh,
Yeah.
what's her name?
Lisa.
That's my
Lisa.
wife.
Yeah.
Yes. So I bought...
I'm glad you didn't say like dumb.
No, she was...
I'm glad you wasn't like, man, she's really good looking.
The first thing I said to her is, ma'am, I really just want to work with a man. So, I bought a 2015 Maverick, and it was off of her. Now, you guys since got that Maverick back on a trade-in. You guys bought it. It's an orange with a custom cage, full Dragonfire doors, orange and things like that. Anyways, now
How do you know that?
Well, I know this because, and I'm kind of, don't think we set this up. So
We did.
You was asking when you got here about our day jobs, or if this was our job, talking all day. As much as I would love for this to be my job, sitting here talking all day, it's not. I am an insurance adjuster and an independent insurance adjuster. Amber, lovingly wipes tears from people's eyes and things like that. She's a counselor. Andy.
Oh, I smack him back to reality.
Yes. Andy is the marketing person at Car Corral Players.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
He says, oh, cool, like he said, that's it, that's enough, I'm out. Now, Where was I going with that?
Where were you going?
That's the only reason. That's how.
Right.
That's how we knew.
I think I was floored. I kind of expected a little bit bigger reaction from Joe, but I didn't get it. I failed. So, Joe, how long have you worked at ATVs and More?
15 years.
Wow. And they have 2 or 3 locations. 2?
We have 3, yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And where are those?
Southern Illinois Motorsports in Carbondale.
Mm-hmm.
And that's our Honda Polaris, Roxor location. And then we've got Pennington Ford Polaris.
Mm-hmm.
And now Coyote in Newton.
Okay. So...
How far is Newton?
It's about 60 miles north of Salem.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
See, I didn't know. Whenever I was in high school, I knew about ATVs and More, obviously, but I didn't know you guys was part of like a group, like a power sports group per se, until I started working at Car Corral, and SI Motorsports is the name that I hear pretty often, and I was looking into it, and I'm like, oh, that's ATVs and More. I mean, so do you guys just identify as ATVs and More, or do people call you SI Motorsports on occasion?
Just pretty much ATVs and More. That's like the hub, and everything else has come after.
Yeah.
But yeah, ATVs and More is the...
So is ATVs and More like the official name of the group, or is it SI Motorsports? Or
No, they're all named differently.
Okay.
And, yeah. The owner has just branched out, and as stores become available, we've bought them as we've grown, and
cool.
Snagging up franchises when we can, because we couldn't get Honda and Polaris in Carbondale or in Salem, so we had to get it in Carbondale. And
you couldn't get them in.
Well, we couldn't have Honda because
Okay.
Le Mans has it, and we couldn't have Polaris because Holzhauer's has it.
Okay.
We're too close for the
Like
franchise.
a no-compete clause.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just making sure everybody has room.
Yeah,
to...
keeping that distance, and we can't get Can-Am because you have it over at Car Corral.
Need to get everybody in here with their swords.
Now, how do you feel about Can-Am versus? Because I have my own theories. Can-Am standing next to a Polaris. So we're talking. Let me lay this out for you. Let's lay out the X3, the XRS against a
Razor Turbo
your
S.
choice. Actually, let's lay out the X3 XRS against the Kawasaki Is it Teryx?
Teryx. Yeah.
And then against the Polaris like Turbo S.
So they've all got their purpose. Kawasaki may be a little reserved in their top speeds. 55 mile an hour machine compared to 85 mile an hour machines. But the Kawasaki has a 3-year factory warranty compared to the 6-month warranties on everyone else.
That's true.
So Cowie does that knowing that their detuned machine will last, and everyone else puts a short warranty because they know they're going to destroy them in a short amount of time.
That's a really good point. I never really thought about it that way. Man.
But they've all got a purpose. I mean, if you want to just go absolutely crazy fast, the X3 is ridiculous.
Yeah, it is.
But I would also put our product, the Yamaha,
Oh,
The
yes.
the
YXZ.
YXZ 1000 right there with it, and it's actually a little more fun because you can bang gears in either a manual or a paddle shift mode.
Yeah. I was riding at the Badlands. I have an X3, and that was the first time I've been around the YXZ, and I noticed the sound that they make is much different than a like an X3 or a Razor or even a Teryx. They're very whiny.
Yep.
Can you demonstrate the sound?
Maybe Joe can. They sound very crotch
That
rocket.
wasn't me, by the way.
They sound like a crotch rocket, like just real high RPMs.
Yeah.
They are. It's an inline 3, and I think they stole it from a snowmobile motor. And so, it's real high revving and linear. It's the kind of motor that will outlast all these other motors. I think, if you look at them down the road 20,000 miles, that motor will still be running.
Right.
Everything else will have shelled.
Oh, okay. Because I wasn't losing it, thinking that thing sounds much different.
Yeah, they're nice. They're a lot of fun to drive.
I've never drove one. Are you guys a Yamaha dealer in Salem?
Yeah.
I did not know this.
Yeah.
Is this within the last 5 years?
Yes. I think we got Yamaha 3 or 4 years ago.
Okay. I was going to say, because I know you guys have been KTM and Kawasaki for quite some time. You've been Kawasaki.
Kawasaki's what we started with.
Okay.
Then we picked up Arctic Cat. And then...
Have you ever thought about picking up Husqvarna?
Well, we have KTM.
Okay.
So Husqvarna and KTM's the exact same thing.
Right. Okay. Because I have a buddy of mine that's real into hair scrambles, and he just got into Husqvarna. He's really liking it.
Yeah.
He had KTM before that.
I have a question. What are those Mahindras?
Mahindra Roxors.
Yeah. What are those?
So we picked up the Mahindra tractor line, and that spun off to pick up these Roxors, which are Willys Jeeps. Mahindra actually built the Willys Jeep back when the Willys Jeep was being built for the Army, and had all the patents and everything, and then just kind of let Jeep take over and continue building them. So now they've come back and pulled their old patents and are building this Willys Jeep with a modern turbo diesel motor in it.
Or diesel.
Yeah. And it's ridiculously torquey. We've taken them out to my property where we have really big hills, and I've let my little girls, 11 and 13 years old, drive a manual, and they can't stall it. You can literally let the clutch out, and it just goes with no throttle at all because it's so torquey.
Wow.
But it will, in second gear low, you can let the clutch out with no throttle whatsoever, and it'll just climb up the biggest hill. I mean, it just, the torque's unreal on them.
So you're saying these were the original Jeeps back in the day?
Yep.
I'm a big diesel fan, so I knew that they were diesels, and then I also, aren't they tapped out at like 45 or 50 mile an hour?
Yes.
But
snip a wire.
Yes.
On the side of the transmission, and
it's free to go.
It's free to go.
But what's holding them back from being road legal? They're just not probably passing certain inspection codes.
Yeah, I'm going to go with emissions, airbags, ABS.
Oh yeah, I didn't think about that.
All the stuff that a modern car has.
Yeah.
They're not there. They are Willys Jeep.
Not having those options is what makes them an affordable vehicle.
Yes. Yeah.
Can you drive recreational vehicles in Salem like you can in Flora?
No.
I see golf carts driving around though.
Electric golf carts is all you can do in Salem.
Is anybody pushing for this to get changed?
It needs to be changed.
What do you think needs to happen?
Well, I think they should legalize ATVs or side by sides on the street.
Okay.
I know they are in Florida, and we're able for side by sides. We can put the street legal kits with them to make them street legal.
And that increased their sales significantly. I remember when Flora got that, it was a big deal.
Yeah.
And that would be a big thing for you guys in Salem, because all of a sudden the people that live in town that didn't have a side-by-side, now a side-by-side is very appealing.
Right, because you could drive out of town to a trail.
Yeah.
Not have to have a truck and trailer to haul it.
Yeah.
Which is another big expense.
Yeah.
Has anybody talked to the city about that?
I think it's been brought up, and they keep shooting it down. Central City, Sandoval, all these little towns around us have legalized them. So they're, getting the stickers annually and that kind of stuff and profiting off of it. And I haven't heard of any big, problems with it. So
I wonder if having the interstate right here is a hiccup for some reason. I know a lot of weird things happen around people having the interstate run through town. Not that, visually I can imagine that being a problem, but I just... Salem seems like a busier town, obviously, than Central City, and which is interesting to me that Central City has that. Does Centralia have that?
No.
So they have to keep it in Central City city limits.
Yep.
Is that more of a village though, Central City?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's more.
Which it technically butts right up against the city.
Yeah.
Huh.
Which you can. in Florida, if you drive outside of city limits and you get pulled over outside city limits and you're side by side, they can write you up for it.
Oh yeah.
And so, but they never do. But
You know what they should outlaw is guys peeing along the side of the road. You know
I
what
do that all the time.
today?
I do
no,
that all the time.
right there on Route 50.
When
in
you
County
gotta go-
Farm, no, but listen, this was bad. County Farm Road and 50. White car, guy standing out.
Was the
peeing.
guy white?
Yeah. I mean, you couldn't see nothing.
Oh,
You
so
were
you're
looking-
slamming him.
was he facing?
Yes,
wait. Was he facing
He's
the road?
facing west. Yeah, so everybody could see him. And I wasn't trying to hide it, nothing.
But you said you couldn't.
No, you couldn't see it.
I
I was like pulling on binoculars out, and I still couldn't see it.
I pee.
So that guy is not.
He was old.
He's not dateable. Does not meet Amber's standards.
Yeah.
I mean, because he peed on the road.
Okay, yes, exactly. I don't like guys who pee on the road have no manners.
Well, it's all
Well,
about.
I shouldn't say that because I pee along the side of the road, but that's only when I'm out on my horse. My horse kind of blocks the way.
Wait, you pee on something?
Yeah, I do, but it's country roads.
It's a lot more effort for a girl to quickly recover from being spotted peeing on the side of the road than a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A guy is just kind of like a girl, though. You're in a way.
It depends on how competent the man is, if you know what I'm saying.
Right. With a girl, when you're getting caught with the pants down, the girl's got a little more work to do to cover up what she's been doing versus a guy.
Especially if you have Carhartts on, you got to undo everything and pull the holster off and.
Oh, okay. For a second, I'm like,
Gun
wait.
holster.
Yeah. Okay. I was like, wait a minute.
So, any commentary on this?
What
Joe?
exactly were you
We did a
doing?
rabbit
I'm
trail.
not sure what I should say.
You could say whatever you want, man. I pee. I'm not sure. I mean, I might as well get in on this. I will pee on the side of the road, but I do the whole like walk over to the passenger side and like
That's what I'll
even
do.
open the door and stand into the door
Okay,
and then
okay.
pee down like on obviously the ground.
Either that, or if there's a tree line not far, I'll usually go over to the tree line.
Okay. But you don't do it right off like 20 feet off of Route 50, so you kind of want people to see you, but you don't.
I don't want.
Do you try to get off the road a little bit?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. That's
Well,
much better than
Or pretend you're changing a tire or something.
Yeah.
You got to have some
bending.
Yeah.
backup
Changing a
plan.
tire.
Can guys pee bending over?
I was about
Well,
to say.
I mean, like maybe inspecting the
Okay.
tire, looking at it, scratching
Yeah.
your head while you're peeing.
or do the
there,
whole.
that
I thought you
works.
was saying like you got down there. I'm like, how are you not peeing on your face, man?
Like a dog, like the dog pee.
Oh God.
What's your horse do while you're peeing?
Yeah.
Just
Watches.
stands there. Depends on which horse I'm riding. If it's the girl or the boy.
Oh. God.
Okay.
Okay. Now, where's
Where-
the most interesting place that you have peed? For real.
Well, I will tell
Everybody
you.
answer that.
I was in Germany. Look, I don't know that I've told you the story. I don't want to tell it again. I feel like I've told the story so many times.
Just short
Long
version.
story short, I went to Germany and my credit card didn't work, nor my debit card. And it just so happened when I got off the plane, my card worked to buy my rental car. And then I drove down the Autobahn like 3 hours, southern Germany. And when I got there is when I realized I had no money because no cards were working. Literally no money. I went into a gas station and went to use the restroom, and it was X amount of euro to use the stand-up urinal and X amount to use the shitter, which I still to this day just blows my mind. I literally didn't have enough money to go to the bathroom. I didn't have any money. And I was so mad at the situation. I just walked outside. And I literally just pulled it out and I peed right there in the parking lot.
There you go.
And everybody that I've told that to is like, that's a serious offense over there. And so is spitting on the sidewalk. Because here's also what happened. I chewed tobacco and I just went over there with a couple cans. And I was like, I'll just buy some more when I get there. No, that doesn't exist there.
Really?
No.
Germany or Europe? Are you talking?
I'm pretty sure it's a Europe thing. Somebody told me if I took the train to Frankfurt, which I drove to Frankfurt to find Chew in desperation. Only thing, they're like, Chew is there at the train station. Like, it sounded like somebody totally making the story up. They're like, there's a train station in Frankfurt, and they had it. And I drove down there, literally drove there. And all they had was, like, old cans of Oliver Twist, which is like a gummy bear tobacco type thing that they used to make a long time ago. They, like, dusted it off and... Yeah.
I don't know much.
Anyways, I peed in Germany in a parking lot. I pee while driving all the time in bottles.
Really?
While driving. So at the cruise, pee in a bottle.
No, you gotta tell that
Certain
story.
bottles?
You gotta tell a story that you told me that one time.
No, I mean, I travel so much. I set the cruise. I drive with the knee. I pee in the bottle. Now, okay, so this backfired on me one time.
Literally?
I can't believe I'm going to tell this.
It's so funny.
I peed in a Dasani bottle, okay? And the rule is from now on, you shall not pee in a bottle that you also have another bottle filled with the proper liquid that you've been drinking from. So I peed in a Dasani bottle and set it in my cup holder. I also had a Dasani bottle with water. And I'm driving down the road talking.
Oh, gosh.
And I had just peed in this bottle. I'm driving, talking. I grab the Dasani bottle, not even looking at it. I open up the lid, and I can still remember driving along holding it. And I took a drink. And immediately as it entered my mouth, I was like, nope, no, that's it. Drink my own.
My gosh.
Yeah, drink my own pee.
You didn't feel that it was warm when you picked it up?
I mean, I think it had been in there a while. It was kind of like truck temperature.
My gosh, like an hour.
Did you get sick?
No.
Ooh.
No, it's sterile.
You was talking
why don't
to...
we just do a little demonstration? I'll leave the room. You guys all pee in a bottle and see if it tastes funny.
What?
I think I was talking to Brittany or the boys or something.
I was about to say, you was talking to Brittany, wasn't you? Because I remember she's actually the one that told me a story, and she said that you was like, oh, God, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah. I think, it was her. I couldn't remember if it was her or the boys or both. I was gone somewhere. I travel quite a bit for work, but anyways, I pee in bottles a lot. Anyways, Andy, did you tell your pee story?
Yeah, where's the weirdest place you pee?
Joe, better warm up because you're coming next.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I don't think I've actually peed on the side of the road that often. I peed outside a lot, but I've actually taken a dump. I've actually had to pull over and take a dump more often than I've had to pee.
You take dumps at churches too, don't you?
Well, most people do if they have a bathroom.
No, I mean outside at churches.
I have a time or two out of desperation, but the weirdest place I ever...
You can say just in general use the bathroom.
Yeah,
it doesn't have to be
be
peeing.
number one or number two.
Okay, so the weirdest place I ever used the bathroom was one time I was TPing when I was in high school, and we just got done eating taco tierra, and I had poop real bad, and so we just finished a job, and we got caught, and so mid pooping we got caught, and so I ran with my pants in my ankles, hadn't gotten a chance to wipe yet, and so I'm running with my pants in my ankles, and I'm running and wiping
at night.
Yeah.
Okay.
At night,
better.
And throwing down at the same time, and it took me. Serious? I'm totally serious. And I probably I literally ran like a mile and a half until I was like, you're in that moment and your adrenaline's pumping, and so it may have been just like a little less than a mile. And finally the guy gave up, and I didn't know he gave up yet, and so I'm still running, and I noticed that he wasn't chasing me, so I pulled up my pants finally when I got a chance to, and I pull up my pants, I start running a little bit more, and I literally got clotheslined by a clothesline. And thankfully I quit wiping, because otherwise I would have landed my own poop. That would make me mad.
Gross.
Wow.
Who was the guy?
Lot of detail.
I believe it was Russell Gerlach.
I don't know who that is. Joe.
Okay.
I don't have anything on either one of those stories. I can't even come close.
You've lived a simple life.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
Just don't pee into the wind.
Where's the best place you've gone to the bathroom?
Well, the bathrooms in Japan recently were amazing, especially for my wife. She is insisting that we get one of those toilets installed in our house.
Does it have a bidet?
They do, and they're heated.
A joke.
Seats.
I like the heated seat. That was all that was good for me. But yeah,
you were in Japan?
Just recently, yeah.
Suzuki?
Yes. Yeah.
So was this like a trade
How'd you
show?
know?
I think. Well, I thought
He
I heard
told us
him say
before
that.
the show.
Yeah.
Was this a trade show, or what was this?
No, it was like
Promo?
an incentive trip for kicking ass, and yeah.
Oh,
So you got to meet a bunch of people
Yeah, there
with
were-
Suzuki or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's
the
cool.
top 20 dealers in the country went and brought their wives.
Do you
and-
guys sell very much? I don't. I mean, I know I work for a power sports company, but I'm not really in that community that much, which is why I do the marketing for it, because I just take pictures and post stuff online. But so do you guys sell very much Suzuki products?
Not bad. 100 and something units last year.
Wow.
Not super strong, but I mean, compared to other brands that we have.
Yeah.
So did they send the owners or just you from ATVs and more?
Me and my wife.
Awesome.
So
Your-
it
your
was just
sales
your
lady.
store,
Right. Yes.
So what was the highlight of Japan?
The toilet.
Obviously. The people, I think, was the highlight. I learned a lot about their society and people and their work ethics and that kind of stuff while I was there. And to be honest, America's got a lot to do to catch up. We're almost third world compared to them. They have 13 million people in a city the size of Chicago, and they're just piled on top of each other, but there aren't people cussing and blowing horns and being idiots. Everyone has total respect, and it's unreal. It's so clean over there. There's no trash on the ground. Matter of fact, they don't even have trash cans. People carry their own little like a little plastic bag wherever they go, and they bring their own trash home and put it in their own trash receptacle.
Interesting.
So it's not like LA.
It's unreal. There aren't people. Yeah, there's not people sleeping on the streets. After it rains, they all run out and chamois their cars off, and they just stay perfect. And all the ladies dressed to the nines. I mean, they're all, no matter. Even the dishwasher or the busboy presses his shirt when he goes to work.
Wow.
It's a totally different thing.
A lot of self-respect and others respect.
Yes.
How long was you there?
We were there 8 days.
Dang, all expenses paid?
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, it was
You're missing
really,
the point.
I know. I'm soaking in that. I get that portion of it. Now, let's cut to the chase. What was the food like? Because that's what everybody asks whenever we go there to a different country.
absolutely disgusting.
Yep.
So they like a lot of fish products.
Oh, I would like that.
Everything's fish. But you'll...
Do they have a Long John Silver's?
I didn't see a Long John Silver's. We did eat at a Hooters one night.
No way
Really?
no way they qualified for that.
And well, we did it because we were starving. Because we'd been going to all these dinners with all these other, Suzuki people. And they literally give you a fish head that was stuffed with something, and the fish still had his teeth and eyeballs. The whole
That's
thing.
awesome.
And they would stuff the head with more fish, and that was the meal, and you're picking at the inside of this fish head,
Gross.
trying to find a pea or something you could identify with and
Yeah.
actually eat.
Did you take pictures of it?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
did. Yeah.
Do they, I know in China they have these, but do they have what they call century eggs in Japan?
No.
It's a very popular dish in China where they boil eggs, and so it's a hard-boiled egg, and they bury it so many inches in dirt for 100 days, coins the term century egg, and it's like a big deal in China. Look up sometimes century egg. I'll look up.
It sounds like
picture.
it sounds like it would
Don't
be fermented.
don't they put
Of some
raw eggs in their drinks in Japan? Is that a thing?
I wouldn't be surprised.
They do that
I mean,
sometimes.
You may have drank
Not
one
in my
and
drink,
didn't know.
they
Okay.
did. Because I didn't.
They do that
I didn't
sometimes
drink
in America,
any
too.
drink I couldn't see through.
Yeah.
This is what they look
Clearly
like.
you've
Yeah,
never
this
seen
is
one.
what they look like here.
Ooh, they're pretty.
Nice.
That's interesting.
That's a big dish over there, century eggs. Anyways, so how was Hooters?
It was just like in America. They even hired girls that were
American.
as close as they
Yeah.
could get, and everyone over there speaks English. It seems like, course, that's easy for them compared to us trying to
Learn Japanese.
speak Japanese. I learned that the Japanese alphabet consists of 3,000 characters minimum just to be able to, be at kindergarten level.
Wow.
The advanced is 50,000 characters.
Oh my gosh.
So, like a tree is a tree, when you paint a tree or however they do it. 2 trees is woods. 3 trees is forest. That kind of thing. So 3
Wow.
trees would be advanced language, just to
Oh my goodness.
break it down to simple.
Did you?
So if they can learn the Japanese language and learn 50,000 characters, it's super easy for them to learn the ABCs,
Yeah.
obviously. And
Yeah.
I've always heard that like
Brains are advanced.
Japanese and Cantonese are the hardest languages to learn, and English actually is a really hard language to
They
learn.
say
But
that.
like you said, if they can learn that one,
yeah, they can learn that before lunch.
Yeah.
I mean, like it's nothing.
Do you
Yeah.
know some Japanese? Did you pick up any words?
A little bit.
where's the bathroom?
Well, no, but like we had tour guides everywhere we went, and so they were trying to teach us, to count to 5 and
Ich
just-
ni son chi
it's-
go
yeah.
roku siji hapchi ku ju.
yeah.
I didn't know you knew Japanese.
Well, martial arts training, you have to know how to count to 10 for sensei.
Wait, whoa.
This makes me think of the fist foot way, but go ahead.
You're in martial arts?
I'm not anymore. I
Okay.
used to be.
We need to talk about this sometime.
Anyway, what belt color was you?
What belt was? That doesn't sound like proper English.
What belt color were you?
I was orange. I didn't get very far because
Oh.
I got bored with it.
Not
You got
surprising.
tired of breaking boards?
I like the grappling better. That was fun, and the kickboxing and the bag.
We're gonna talk about this more later.
Okay.
So, Joe. Now, when you was over there, and you said the culture was different and the people are different and things like that. Did you take a taxi
No.
anywhere? Because I heard the taxi situation over there gets pretty wild.
I did notice the taxis have self-opening doors, which I thought was cool. All the taxis are Toyotas. They look like old Toyotas, though, like square bodies, but they look brand new. Like they just built them, but they're still using like an older square body Camry or something.
Interesting.
And then the badge on the front appeared to be more like a Rolls-Royce badge, but on the back it was clearly a Toyota emblem. And when they pull up, the back door of the taxi would just automatically open on the side that the person was standing on. So that was cool.
Must have a little lever up front.
Yeah, they got something going on there with this auto-opening door.
That'd be good for kids. You want them out, you just push the lever, get out.
We did use their subway system a little, and we did ride on the bullet trains, and we did ride on some ferries, and we did ride on some buses on
Did
the
the
roads.
ferries grant wishes? Oh, different ferry. Go
Different
ahead.
ferry,
Okay.
on the water.
Oh,
But when we were on a bus, I looked at my wife and I said, it feels like we're going really slow. And we were on a 6-lane huge road and everyone was going really slow. And then I realized the speed limit was 80 kilometers an hour, which breaks down to
Yeah.
like 50.
yeah.
So the speeds are slow
Yeah.
until you get on the bullet train. And then that thing's running 200 mile an hour and they're serving drinks on it. And the lady's walking down the aisle like you're nothing.
Well, here's the deal, Joe. Japan is all advanced. I mean, I know you've seen this whole new outlook, but you know what they don't have is they don't have the mud flaps with the cowboy and the 2 pistols, and they do not have the mud flaps with the pinup girls. So let's face it, we still got that.
Yeah.
Now,
What's
Go
funny?
America.
What's funny is when he's talking about how efficient they were over there. It made me think of this time when I was having a discussion with a buddy of mine who was Asian, and he was talking about how he's
did he undergo a change or something?
no he well yeah. But anyways, gosh dang it, Mitchell, what was I saying?
He was talking to a buddy that was Asian.
Yes, and he was saying that he was like, everybody wants stuff that's made in America, and nobody wants anything that's made overseas. And he was saying that really though, they're so efficient over there. Why wouldn't you want something that's made from Japan or whatever? Because they have that high quality, to them. And but it's just because something's made in America that it just sounds like it's more valuable or whatever.
Well,
there are some things that I would rather have American made, like a certain guitar brand, or like if that certain product.
Your women.
Well, I mean.
Speechless there again. But some things that are made in America, the parts are not made in America.
No, yeah, I see that.
That's deceptive.
That is interesting to me because you're starting to hear that a lot. I don't know if you hear this, Joe. So, used to people was on this big rant about only buy things made in America, and it had the Made in America logo stamped on the back of whatever it was, and then or it had Made in China or wherever else. But I've noticed here lately, they will say Made in America with global parts.
Yeah. I've seen on a Fender guitar, Made in America, parts assembled in Mexico.
Yeah. Apple products are that way. It's assembled in California. It says that on Apple products.
Yeah.
Assembled in California. What they mean is there's one sack that's getting the iPhones in, and he's slapping like the barcode on the side of the box, and then bam.
Here's the other thing that bothers me. So there's a shoe that I like. It's not a boot, but it's by Nike, and this guy who's a famous sneaker designer, he designed this shoe, and it's called Fear of God, and it's a Nike sneaker. If you buy the actual shoe, it's like $1,000 for this pair of shoes.
What can it do?
It's just a really nice looking pair of shoes, and it's like designer brand. But if you go onto like DHgate or Alibaba or whatever, you can get that same looking shoe for like $100.
A spin-off.
Yeah. The only difference is that the swoosh may be a little different on the Nike symbol.
I don't get into the shoes. I spend a lot of money on boots, but I don't spend.
I have a hard time spending a lot of money on shoes. I don't actually spend money on shoes. I just like shoes because it's hard for me to justify spending several $100s on a pair of shoes. On a pair of boots, it's easily justifiable because they're going to last a lot longer. But like, you know what I mean?
What do you wear, Joe?
I've currently got some Pumas on.
Pumas?
Yeah.
At least they're not New Balance.
Like my shoes right now, they're Walmart shoes.
You don't like New Balance?
We don't like New Balance in here.
Those are very nice shoes.
Thank you. Yeah, got them at Walmart. It was $20.
Joe, I like starting with Hey Joe. It reminds. Have you heard of Hey Joe by Jimi Hendrix?
Yeah, okay. I was literally about to say that.
Anyways, I have a question, and so. You guys are into the mechanic things and vehicles, things like that. So don't worry, I'm not setting you up. I have this problem, and it seems to be happening. It happens to me frequently, but it seems to be happening to a lot of people around me. And when you go to a mechanic and you say, so I'll take my truck to a mechanic, and I'm like, hey, it's doing this. Call me when you find out what it is and how much it's going to be. 9 times out of 10, I get the phone call, yeah, your truck's fixed. Oh, okay. Well, you owe us $800. Oh, I thought he was going to call. Well, we was already in there, so we went ahead and fixed it. So this happens to me a lot. I expect it to happen. I have friends that this is happening to recently, transmission problems, things like that. And the notion, I guess is this becoming the new thing?
It shouldn't be. We provide what's called a cost estimate, which we call the customer and say this is what we estimate the cost is going to be to repair it. These are the parts you're going to need. This is the labor we expect. It could run under or over a little bit if they get in there and say there's a seized bolt or a bolt breaks off, that they're not expecting, and they'd have to send it to a machine shop to have it tapped out or something like that. But we would always call and get the customer's approval before we go any farther.
And I think that's a good way. Like, here's my thing. If I take it somewhere and say, let's just I'm taking my truck in for a brake job, maybe some U-joints, things like that. In my mind, I'm like, okay, a few $100s, whatever. If I got there, even if they told me up front, it's going to be around $600. If I get there and they're like, 680, even if they said 700, whatever, seized bolt, things like that, I would not. It would be like, okay, I'm a reasonable person. I feel, things like that will happen. Whenever I walk in there and they say I owe them $1,500 because while they was in there, the output seal on the transmission was bad, the pinion was bad, with no phone call. Yeah. And you're kind of getting my rant from this, and it's nothing. I'm not pointing this directly at you, but this is just, it's happened so much just today. It's like making me, it's gross. And it's because, and I wonder if it's because these mechanic shops that people are going to are the quote good old boys. Like, it's the old guy, the guy has been doing it for years, and well, he's a good old boy and he's going to want this done anyway, so let's just go ahead and do it. It's like, but I like the process that you said you're using. And by the way, this was not, we didn't talk about this for the show, so we're not like setting him up here. The
cost estimate.
Right.
That's what he said. Yeah.
So is that like a paper document that you give them when they, or that's just like that's like a checkbox thing that you guys go through?
Yeah. You diagnose it. You tell the customer up front, I'm going to have to pull this apart. It's going to take me an hour to get to the problem. So that's going to cost $79 just to get to the problem.
Right.
Okay, now I'm at the problem, and I would call you and say, here's what I found. We're going to have to replace this, that, and the other. If I don't run into any issues, it's going to cost exactly this. Sometimes when I get into this particular part, may seize or something where we'd have to go a little farther, and you may be looking at a little bit more time.
Right.
Just like when you hear it all the time on these, when they're replacing these spark plugs in these trucks anymore.
Oh, yeah.
If one breaks off, it's $100, and if it doesn't break off, then it's the cost of the spark plug. But
right.
Kind of the same thing. But yeah, we'd call and say everything's smooth, it went the way we wanted it to, and it's exactly what we anticipated. Or we broke one bolt off, we had to get it tapped out, and and it added another $30 to your bill. And people understand because you set them up.
You have to set it up because is it the same way in motors and power sports versus, like, I know every car that comes and every new production vehicle that comes out of the manufacturer, usually there's a document stating this is the time that it takes to do this job, which is like a baseline for any mechanic.
Flat rate.
They should know, like, an alternator change in a 2015 Silverado is a 2.5 hour approximate job.
Right.
Do they do the same thing with?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, it's flat rate.
Okay.
Yeah, so when they do that, though, it's kind of unfair to the mechanic because they set it up to where they're doing 100 brake jobs on an assembly line, and all the tools are laid out for them, and they can do it in 15 minutes, and our mechanic tries as hard as he can, and he can't do it in 30 minutes.
Right.
So sometimes that's a little stretched, but
because that's the way it works at, like, I know a guy that his brother-in-law was like a GM, like a head mechanic at a GM dealership, and he was saying that those guys actually get paid by the job, by the book. And so they're like, okay, and it's kind of like a first come, and I could be saying this wrong. From what I'm remembering, it's like the job comes in and it goes to employee B, and here you go, this is an alternator change. You're going to get paid for the 2.5 hours labor.
That it should
The
take.
first time you do that job may take you 4 hours.
that's right.
The next time you do it, it may be 3.5, and then the next thing you know, you're doing that job in an hour.
Yep.
And you're at that point. That's why the mechanics, like at dealerships, they would get like really seasoned, and that's how they're making more money, is because they're actually doing more work faster, and they're getting paid.
For the job
'Cause you get-
versus
yeah.
the time and the parts.
Some useless knowledge for everybody, I guess. Now, Amber, do you want to do any of Would You Rather with Joe?
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
Yeah.
You play the Would You Rather game? Like your kids ever ask you, hey, Dad, would you rather this or would you rather that?
Sure.
Okay. Have your kids said that to you before? Maybe.
Kind of, but a little differently.
Okay. All right, here's a question. Don't answer this, Andy, seriously. Would you rather age from the neck up only or the neck down only?
Neck up.
Neck up?
Mm-hmm.
So you'd rather get older from the neck up but not the neck down?
Yes.
Okay.
'Cause I like getting out and running and doing physical things.
Oh yeah.
Skiing and that kind of stuff, and I don't have to be pretty to do that.
That's
so
good. Yeah, that makes sense. Smart guy. Not thinking of something else over there in the corner.
Andy, how about you answer?
No, Andy's not answering. Mitch?
I always want to be able to salute the captain.
Where are you going with that?
We
Okay,
know.
I can't say. I'm gonna say I would say neck up. If I was one worried about my face, because am I allowed to play the card on like plastic surgery?
However you want to answer it.
I would say neck up.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would
So-
honestly, I probably would rather age from the neck down
Why is that?
because I've always got clothes on.
But what Joe was saying, you can do more. I mean, if your body doesn't age from the neck down,
you're
boy,
gonna be
you could
crippled
live.
up, and you're
But
gonna
your
look so
face looks
pretty,
good.
but you're gonna be
I know.
limping.
Yeah. It don't
And
matter.
nothing's gonna work.
All right.
What good does that face do? All right.
Oh, it does pretty good.
Did you write something? Yeah, you all answered it. Okay, let's do another one. Okay, kind of goes along with the image thing, but would you rather look weak and actually be strong or look strong and actually be weak?
Who's going first?
I'm going weak, strong.
You'd rather be weak but look strong.
No,
Oh, you'd rather be strong but look weak.
that yes.
I agree.
He's more authentic. Like, he wants to be who he is, not look like something he's not.
I would
She
agree.
is psychologically
Yeah.
breaking us down.
It
Right
is.
now.
Yeah.
By the end
These
of the-
all have another purpose to them.
I think
I'd rather look weak but be strong.
I'd rather look strong but be. Well, it depends on what situation you're putting us in. If I'm at a bar, I'd probably rather look strong and be weak just from the appearance side if, nobody's really messing with you.
Because I'll stay away from you if
But-
you're tough.
Sometimes they mess with you just because you look that way.
That's I was going to disagree. That's the guy that always gets in the fight at the bar.
Yeah.
So I think I'll have to go back and say look weak but be strong.
Okay. So you guys all answered the same.
Yep.
Yeah. All right.
So
Good group of guys. Okay, so would you rather
I'd rather be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Wow, that's deep.
Yep.
Wow.
now
Surprised me there. I'm going to paint that picture. Okay, so would you rather have a strong mind or a strong body?
Mind.
mind.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good answer.
Now,
Because you can always trick the person with a strong body that you're stronger.
Well, and there's a lot of, it's like the dumb jock thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, oh, man, it's doing this thing.
What are you doing?
Well, I was gonna.
What's doing
it's
its
something
thing?
that we're gonna start doing with all the guests.
Flick it
where-
harder.
Yeah.
Andy, you are 24. It comes out so often.
So, Joe, have you ever heard of Urban Dictionary?
Oh, yes.
Where you can go up and look up just anything you want. It gives you it's not
Sometimes
necessarily.
it's crude.
Yeah, it's
Sometimes
fine.
it's funny, but
Do you? I take it your full name is Joseph.
It is.
All right, so I'm going to do Joe, the meaning of Joe, and then I'm going to look up Joseph. So the meaning of Joe, the most sweet and sensitive man you will ever meet. His heart is so big, sometimes he doesn't know quite what to do with it. He's a beautiful inside and out. Underneath his rugged figure, his heart is huge. If you fall in love with Joe, don't ever let him go. He just might not come back. Don't ever break his heart. He is too fragile. He doesn't care much for play fighting. Joseph always give the best hugs. You know you are safe when you're in his arms. You don't have to even meet him to know he is the one for you. Unsure of himself at times, knows what he wants and goes for it. Hard to read his mind, but not afraid to share it. Always protects the ones he loves. Will do great things with his life. probably will even change the world. It's used in a sentence, you think you're in love? Quote, quote, yeah, I caught Joe. Now.
I need to call his wife and see if that's accurate.
Okay, now Joseph, the most amazing man to exist. He's a total nerd, but he knows how to treat people he cares about. Faithful, kind, caring, sweet, and hilarious, Joseph is the best friend anyone could ever have. He's always looking out for everyone else. He can beat any dungeon on any video game, read any comic, and tell you who would win a versus. All right. Mm-hmm. Can get into very long discussions on LOTR, anime.
Lord of the Rings.
Okay, Lord of the Rings, anime, and even the Bible. Has a very unique sense of humor. Joseph is definitely a guy you want to get to know, whether you be a guy or a lady. But ladies, you can give up if he's taken. He is extremely faithful to his girl, and he usually doesn't indulge in relationships that don't have potential. It's used, I totally wish Joseph would give me a chance. I know, he's so good to his girlfriend, but you always want what you can't have. Joseph.
Wow.
Which one would you relate more to? The first or the second description?
I think Joe. Yeah.
Joe.
Yeah, I can see that.
You're not a nerd.
No, I don't know anything about Lord of the Rings. And
I don't either.
I do. I know enough.
You know enough.
Well, actually, I know a lot, but
I tried to watch the first Lord of the Rings, and believe it or not, I think it took me about 15 minutes and I fell asleep.
Oh, dude.
Did you watch any of them?
Never.
You just don't do allegories.
What is that what that is?
They're called ogres. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, allegories, like there's meaning behind the whole story. It's you got to use your somewhat metaphorical imagination. Like life is a journey,
either that, or he just doesn't like
season.
he just doesn't like fantasy films.
Yeah.
Now,
anyway,
Joe, does your wife ever say "I love you" to the moon and back? Please tell me she doesn't.
Mm-mm.
Have you seen people use that?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's from a book. Go ahead, Joe.
Is it from a book? I didn't know that. I've seen it shortened to the moo and back. Which is I feel like you're talking to your pet at that point.
Well,
it's like calling someone
I put it in the same hate category as live, laugh, love signs and things like that. I'm sorry if your wife has that in your house.
No.
Or the sign above your bed that says always kiss me goodnight. These are women that are not happy.
I'm not into signs.
Yeah, it's women that are not happy, that are wanting something that they don't even know what it is. And then you have love you to the moon and back. There's somebody that's on my Facebook that's all the time like talking, wishing happy birthday to her grandkids. I love you to the moon and back. And I've seen it, and I've seen it before, and I am trying to analyze what and where that came from and why. Of all the descriptions in the world that you could come up with.
Is there a nursery rhyme or a...
It's from a children's book.
What is the children's book?
I don't remember what it is, but that's...
Something about to the moon?
Mm-hmm.
Why, though?
Like there's like a little kid sitting on a moon.
Like the child is telling their parent, like, I love you like this much, and the parent says, well, I love you like this much, and they keep trying to outdo each other, and then at the end the kid says, I love you to the moon, and the parent says, I love you to the moon and back.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
These are sad people. Whatever happens to like when kids were like, I love you this much, and they hold their arms out, and then I love you this much, and
that's pretty much the same thing.
Then but that's like...
It's not realistic. Is that why?
I think. Yeah. Or people are just being, they're grasping for straws at this point.
My daughter and I do play this touched you last game, which sometimes I love you more, and I touch her and run away, and she says no, and she has to run over and touch me. And that's usually at bedtime when she doesn't want to go to bed. And
that's her way of putting off the bedtime.
Yeah.
But I'm sure she loves you. Now,
because his name is Joe.
Joe.
I'm not going to lie to you.
Joe's the kind of guy that,
I'm not going to lie to you, Mitchell.
What you just read.
Taylor and I...
Yes, I can't
do one of these things that drive you up the wall, and it started whenever we was dating.
Butterfly kisses?
No, that's weird. It's also weird because my wife, like, she can't. God bless her soul, she can't wink. She can only blink. So.
Does she have eyelashes?
Yeah, she does.
Okay.
But I mean, it's just like It's like she's having like an epileptic seizure or something when she's trying to. You should see her try and pat her head and rub her tummy. Sorry, babe. It's so funny. But anyways,
so funny.
It's funny. She's got wind
Is
up
that
for
Bell's
the
palsy?
Yeah. But anyways, so this thing that we do started when we was dating. She used to I would always tell her, I love you or whatever. That dumb high school kids that don't know anything about love or whatever.
Right.
They don't know anything about it. But I would say like I love you or something. She'd always say love you more. And one time I said I love you most, and she didn't have anything else to say to that. And so now every time I tell her I love you, she'll always say I love you most. That's just like our little.
That's not as bad as love you to the moon and back.
No. But I know that kind of stuff grinds your gears.
It does. Maybe I'm just a loveless person, but love you to the moon and back, live, laugh, love, always kiss me goodnight can go down the same rabbit hole as people that still sell rustic American furniture. It can all
Americana. Yeah.
Let's get rid of it all. What's that place I seen today? The Rusty Star.
Rusty Nail.
No, I know.
There
what
is
that
a
was.
Rusty Nail.
Yeah, it's in
There's a
Salem.
place called. Where was this? Fairfield? Maybe? Rusty Star. Also, something we should talk about sometime is the names that they're coming up with hair salons anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Like in Mount Vernon, there's a place called Curl Up and Dye.
Oh, that's inviting.
Well, DYE.
What's this place
Oh,
next
that's
to us?
creative,
What's this
though.
place next
That's
to us? It's
creative.
called Running with Scissors.
Yeah.
I haven't paid attention.
When did just putting out the little barber swirly sign outside the door not become enough?
It just says barber.
Yeah. Joe, where do you get your haircut? I appreciate a good cut. You got a
Walmart.
good cut. Really?
Yeah.
He's practical.
I work till after 6 every day. I don't leave for lunch, nothing. 6 days a week.
You deserve a raise.
A hard-working American.
So when I get out of work, I stop at Walmart, get a haircut, grab a few items, head to the house.
Do you go to the same person at Walmart?
Same person, 15 years.
Now,
Oh, wow.
we have, I believe, a similar haircut. Mine's a little messed up right now because I've changed shirts several times today. So, are you, I'm guessing you just got it cut today?
Today, just before I came.
That appears to be maybe a 3 on the sides.
I'm not sure what she uses. She does the same thing.
I'm
Mitch is
a little
really
disappointed.
into the haircut
I'm a little
thing.
disappointed. Next time you need to ask them. I go to Tracy at Crew Cuts here in town. I've gone to her for quite some time.
Everybody needs to go in there just to see the environment.
At Crew Cuts?
Yes.
Yeah.
All the cool stuff.
I'm sure it's amazing,
Decorated,
but
yeah.
sitting at Walmart, you should see the people at the checkout line. While you're getting your haircut.
That's a really good point.
A lot more entertaining, right?
Yes.
That's so funny.
That's a really good point,
Joe,
actually.
you have made my decision.
All right, fine. Walmart it is.
Yeah.
My gosh, I didn't think about that.
The best haircut I ever had was from a guy in Olney. His name was Mark, and he was just a local barber, and he'd only take cash. And one time he actually gave me a free haircut because I didn't know he only took cash.
Bless his
And
heart.
he's like, I'll tell you what, you come back and this one's on me. And I was like, all right, awesome. And the one thing that I don't like about when I get my haircut, what's the one thing you don't like about when you get your haircut? Go.
The hair that gets on my ears and stuff.
Exactly, that crap. Well, Mark has a vacuum. Like the old barbers have vacuums hooked to their clippers, so you don't get that.
What about when they do the scissors, though?
He doesn't really do much work
Scissor
with
work.
his.
It sounds like he's cutting your hair with a Flowbee.
I think
Yeah.
that's actually what it's called.
That's when they vacuum your head with the.
Oh.
it's like
You can hook it on your home vacuum cleaner,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, it's got like settings, and you hook it to your vacuum cleaner, and you just sucks the hair out and cuts it at the appropriate.
Yeah.
I actually,
wow.
It doesn't make a mess.
I actually believe that's what it is. And it's funny though because it works really well.
Well, they
and it's
sold
like the
those
suck
on
cut from Wayne's World.
Info TV back in the 70s,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
But
You
he,
guys sell them at your store?
No, but
man,
too.
it
sounds like he's got one that still works
dude,
good.
it's so awesome because I don't have like hair in my ears and I don't have to like take a shower as soon as I get home and try and do whatever.
I just have them rinse it out afterwards.
Yeah.
yeah, but you don't get your hair cut real
Sure.
short.
No,
We're
I guess
dealing
that's
with the little
different.
little pieces of hair.
The one thing
Yeah, that is worse.
I get my hair cut at, gosh darn it, what's it called?
You're not that committed.
Great Clips down in Mount Vernon. One reason why I like them is because they have my haircut saved in their database, and so whenever seriously,
They
so
pull out this template and like stick it on your head.
no, but whenever they pull me up as their customer, they
Know what you.
it shows what I got the last time, and so they'll be like, "You want the same thing as? Do you still want that?" And I'll be like, "Yep."
Now, when I basically lived in Rochester, New York for a while working, and there's a place there called Lady Jane's, men's only, women that cut hair. And you went inside, and it was like a bar, recliners, TVs with sports on. It was a bar.
It was like a sports bar.
It was a sports
Sounds
bar
a
that they
little
also
shady.
cut your hair. It was awesome. Didn't get that great of haircuts there, but it was a cool
What
place.
does Lady Jane do?
They tried to do, the theme was like working women, not as in lot lizards,
Working
but
women?
as in working, where they like had their clippers and stuff and toolboxes,
Oh, that's fun.
and they had like the signs of, what was that? When was it? What war was it?
World War II.
Yeah, where it had a picture of the girl wearing like the bandana and flexing
Yeah.
her arm
Yeah.
and stuff like that. They decorate the place like a garage, and then like women we can work too sort of thing.
Macho women.
Yeah. So Joe, how did you feel about being on the show?
Well, I got a face for radio, so I was prepared.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's a good answer.
Felt like it was going to work out.
So you can go visit Joe, and give me your wife's name again.
Lisa.
Lisa. You can go visit both of them at ATVs and More in Salem. Phone number 618-548
1360.
1360. Monday through Saturday. What are the hours?
9 to 6 and 9 to 5 on Saturday.
9 to 5.
I like the lights on the front of the building. How you guys did that?
Yes.
Yeah, that's sharp.
Yes, very bright. When they came and were proposing the front of the building, and they had these smaller lights, they said, we're going to put these lights up. I said, do you have bigger ones?
Yeah.
And they said, well, these are going to be pretty bright. And I said, well, I think we need bigger ones. So
Yeah, it looks sharp.
it glows, yeah.
Yeah. If you, for any of your power sports, and you guys sell vehicles too, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys still got that Tuscany?
No,
You don't have a Tuscany?
no.
I thought you guys had it was like FTX. Was that for sale, or is that somebody that works there?
Oh, that's an employee. So that's our finance
Oh, no
managers.
joke?
Looking
Yeah.
at somebody
Dang
else's.
it.
What is it? What is it?
F-150.
It's an
with
F-150
Oh.
FTX package from
got a-
Tuscany.
Yeah, it's got a certain.
I guess I didn't.
Truck.
It is a good looking truck.
Yeah.
Was it like run along like Roush and stuff like that, or?
Yeah, I think so. I think
Yeah.
there's
Okay.
Just different company.
You guys sell Skag and
Skag lawnmowers, Hustler lawnmowers, Coyote tractors, Mahindra tractors, KTM, Suzuki, Arctic Cat,
Kawasaki. I didn't realize you was an Arctic Cat dealer as well.
Yamaha.
Yeah, well, yeah. And lots of used vehicles
Yeah,
as well.
But not Can-Am.
but not Can-Am. Not yet.
it's a fun place just to go walk around and look at everything.
It is. You guys got a good showroom.
Yeah.
45,000 square foot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice showroom.
Make a good ice skating rink if you cleared it out.
You remember us when we were on 37?
Yes,
Does anyone remember?
I do. Yeah. You guys upgraded.
Those were tough times back then.
Yeah.
We had to pull all those units out of the sheds and display them on our little
Oh
gravel
my
parking lot.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
we'd put like 75 four-wheelers on a gravel parking lot. It took 2 hours to get them out of the sheds and get them displayed in the morning, and then it
Wow.
would snow and rain on us all day.
Mhm.
And then we had to put them all back in the sheds, and
Mhm.
took another 2 hours to put them up. And we'd sit there and did the math one night, thinking, "My God, we're spending 4 hours a day with 4 employees putting away, and taking these out and putting all these four-wheelers away." And of course, they get dusty and dirty and rained on, and then you got to wash them as
Yeah.
you're putting them up, and burning fuel and breaking taillights when you're running into them, putting them in the shed, and
Yeah.
all the stuff that was going on. And
That's a building payment.
we could afford a Walmart building, and
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Yeah, I remember Walmart was in there.
Are you allowed to say, this is not me being nosy in any way, I've always been curious how much those because obviously those times are over, because like there was Walmart in the old Walmart buildings and everybody built a Walmart supercenter. Flora did the same thing. Now it's Orscheln's. I was just curious what those buildings went for cost wise.
It was super cheap.
And I expected them to be. Are you allowed to say how much?
I think it was $250,000.
Yeah.
Which is super cheap.
Yeah.
For what we got.
Location and
Yeah.
size.
Yeah. You couldn't even
Commercial.
begin to build it for that.
No, but the problem is nobody. It's like you guys that fits the bill perfect.
Oh, yeah.
Anybody else that doesn't fit the bill.
Yeah, the roof leaked like crazy, and we were just so happy to get in there with our leaky roof because we were standing out in a gravel parking lot in the sun and rain. And
Huge
Yeah.
upgrade.
I mean, I've still got a permanent burn on the back of my neck for years of standing in this gravel parking lot out in the sun waiting on customers. And
Wow. So you are dedicated. You've been there a long time. Well, Joe, I appreciate you coming on, man. I
Thank
really
you.
do. It's been good. I think everybody's going to enjoy it. And if you enjoyed it, share it with a friend. Share all the shows with a friend. Visit us at misunderstoodpodcast.com. Visit us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Share the show with somebody, please. If you want to support the show, you can go to the website and click support the show. Interested in the sponsorship or anything like that. Give us a message on Instagram or Facebook, or just contact us on the website. And I'm Mitchell Buds,
I'm Andy Thomason.
Amber Wyrick?
and everybody stay safe.
No, not safe.
Yeah, don't be safe. Nobody should be safe.
No.